Right, so for today's video, we're going to be talking about a marketing campaign by a massive company that hasn't really got the reaction they were probably expecting. Now, the brand in question is Poppi. As you can see, this is our account here, Drink Poppi, with about 630,000 followers. And from what I understand, it is supposed to be like a healthy alternative to soda. And throughout the years, it seemed like the brand kind of relied on like relatability, right? A lot of people felt like they could relate to the brand. There was a lot of videos that used to go viral, like this video, for example, from 2023. When is this? October 2023, right? From this TikToker called Taylor Tippett, who talks about how she randomly bumped into the CEO of Poppi one day. They got talking. She said she liked the brand. The CEO didn't know who Taylor was, but still sent her a package anyways.
This girl had this pink jumpsuit on, and during boarding, she walked up to the front, and I realized it was a Poppi jumpsuit, which if you've never had Poppi, they're so good. They're like prebiotic sodas, but she was walking up and asked if she can go to the bathroom. And I was like, yeah, of course. Also, I love your jumpsuit and I love Poppi. Oh my gosh. And she was like, you know what Poppi is? I was like, yes, I love Poppi. And so she's like, oh, I'm the CEO. So I got to meet the CEO, and she was also like, I'll send you a jumpsuit. Just let me know your size and your address. And I was hopeful that she would send it, but also like, I get it. We were in the middle of a flight. We had like a 6-hour delay that day. It was one of the most insane days, but she sent it to me. She had no idea I had like followers or anything. I was just a flight attendant and told her I liked her sweatsuit.
So as you can imagine, when videos like this come out and we hear stories about brands that are doing nice things like this, a lot of people want to support the brands, especially when the story time on the situation goes massive on TikTok, right? A lot of people want to support. And from what I can tell, that kind of became Poppi's branding, right? Like relatability, kind of like communicating with the audience. It almost felt like a bit of a community, whatnot. They would do a lot of giveaways and all this. And then over time, it seems like a lot of people's opinions have changed, and Poppi have started focusing more on like mainstream celebrities and not so much like the relatability.
And then over time, while they were still sending out PR boxes to creators, I guess, I just noticed that they were only really paying attention to celebrities on their page at this point, and especially ones that I'm just like tired of. So I unfollowed them because their page wasn't really fun or community based anymore.
And I feel like that context is important before we get into like the recent situation that people are unhappy with, right? We've got a brand that a lot of people felt like they could relate to. They liked their style of marketing with like helping people out, you know, giving giveaways, meeting people at airports, and then just giving them like a package out of nowhere. People really seem to like that and want to support the brand. Over time, some people's opinions have changed to the fact that they now just focus on celebrities. But now that brings us to the last couple of days, because Poppi are in like full marketing mode, right? I believe they've got a Super Bowl ad coming up, which I know is like incredibly expensive. But now their most recent way of marketing on social media is sending a bunch of influencers these massive vending machines. Like we've got this video here from Kaylee May, who you might remember was like Ice Cube Girl, if you remember that, where she like made these like crazy ice cubes and then made a video thinking TikTok was getting banned, saying she never actually used the ice cubes, and she got like a bunch of hate for it and whatnot. This is the same person. But yeah, Kaylee May recently got sent a Poppi vending machine, and this is the video she uploaded about it, and this has got millions of views. More specifically, 15.3 million views. So yeah, a lot, right? Let's give it a watch. Yeah, so it's copyrighted music, so I'm going to talk over it, but it says POV, getting the most insane delivery ever, and this is the vending machine that Poppi is sending a bunch of influencers, and it is massive, as you can tell, a bunch of like Poppi drinks as well. And this is to kind of go with their whole like Super Bowl stuff, right? So they send these vending machines to people just for the Super Bowl, I believe, and then maybe they have to send them back. But as you can see, bit of a crazy product. There's also videos like this one saying when I get thirsty in the middle of the night, and remember I have a Poppi vending machine, so this is by a different creator. Going downstairs and going to a Poppi vending machine, which is mental, but yeah, this is what they're doing, and as you can see, it works just like a normal vending machine. You get your drink, so on, so on. Now, a lot of people aren't exactly impressed with this marketing, and this isn't really like a new thing, right? It's been clear for a while, especially kind of like over on TikTok, that people aren't exactly impressed when a bunch of like rich millionaire TikTokers, I don't know if they're millionaires, but rich TikTokers getting expensive stuff, right? For example, they do the tart trips, right? A lot of people don't like them because they just feel like it's very out of touch. A bunch of like rich influencers getting a free holiday to somewhere extravagant. And there's many other examples over the recent years, like other than the tart trips, where brands have done something like extravagant for a bunch of like pretty well-off influencers, and people aren't a big fan of that, right? And this one seems to be no different, because a lot of people aren't happy with this whole marketing strategy that Poppi are doing. Like, we have this video here by Jade Jarvis, who started off by saying this whole like marketing strategy they're doing doesn't make her want to go out and buy Poppi.
Can I just be a hater real quick? Seeing these influencers get these Poppi vending machines just makes me never want to buy a Poppi ever again. And I know that this is not new. We have, like, of course, the Tarte trips and the other influencer trips and like PR hauls and all that kind of things, all of those kinds of things that influencers get. But at what point is just like enough? And at what point does it just seem like the rich giving to the rich? Because what does anybody need with a Poppi vending machine? Like, how about you like donate the Poppi vending machine to a Title I school, or put it in a food desert where people can't afford Poppi?
Yeah, so this is definitely the biggest point that people are bringing up, that it would be a lot better than, rather than just sending like people who have a lot of money, this vending machine stocked with free Poppi drinks. Why don't you put these machines in places where people might actually need it, you know, and maybe can't afford like a Poppi drink or whatnot, rather than sending it to these influencers? And if we look at the comment section of these videos, it seems like the vast majority of people agree with this, right? We've got comments like this saying, never buying Poppi again. Another comment saying, you're not being a hater, this is real. And another comment here saying, it blows my mind, brands still don't understand that consumers don't want to see already wealthy influencers get insane trip/PR packages. It would do them better to give to smaller creators. And also something that is going to be a bit of an ongoing theme in this video is that a brand called Olipop, which I believe is like the main competitor to Poppi, they both kind of do a very similar thing. Looking at their pages, they're both big pages around the same amount of followers that sell these type of drinks. They're commenting a lot on these videos. Like this comment here saying 32 machines times $25,000 per machine, yikes. Yeah, so apparently these machines are $25,000 each and there's 32 of them. A lot of money. And I mean, it definitely seems like the biggest winner out of this situation over on TikTok specifically is definitely Olipop. We're going to get to the comment sections on both brands' accounts later on. This whole like marketing strategy of these vending machines has definitely helped Olipop, it seems. Now on the flip side, there is some people leaving comments that have very different opinions, like this one here said, it's marketing, the people who drink Poppi are rich, it's business. Another comment saying, you're definitely hating, lol, they literally keep it only for the weekend, they have to give it back. So there is definitely mixed opinions. Looking at the comment sections, it seems like quite a big majority of people are kind of like against Poppi in this situation, but there's definitely like comments that you can see from people with very different opinions. And here's another video about the situation, this time from Jillian, who goes on to talk about how bad this is for the environment.
Let's talk Poppi vending machines. So I'm currently getting my master's in sustainable innovation, and the first thing I thought about when I saw those vending machines was how bad the whole thing is for the environment. So I've seen different conversations going on about if there's one vending machine being passed between houses or if each influencer is actually getting their own vending machine. Either way, the carbon emissions from the transportation of either the single vending machine or multiple vending machines is crazy, okay? So if you think about it, how heavy is a vending machine? Like ridiculously heavy. So if they're, let's just go with there's one vending machine and it's being passed around. If they're going, dropping it off, picking it up, moving it around, that is insane. Like what a crazy waste of fossil fuels.
And then there's more videos from other creators like this one from Isabella Lanta, who I believe has the most viewed video talking about the situation. I could be wrong, but she says a few things. She gives her thoughts. First of all, says that it's completely out of touch.
All right, here's how I think that Poppi fucked their marketing with the vending machine promo that they're sending to influencers, and how I think they could do it 10 times better. So if you guys don't know, Poppi is a drink brand. I fucking drink it all the time. I love it. But Poppi decided to send some influencers, or maybe it was one, correct me if I'm wrong, but they were deciding to send like a massive, and I mean a massive vending machine and then a bunch of Poppi. Now here's why I think this is like super stupid. One, I get PR packages are really fun. I'm not gonna dog on sending PR packages to influencers. What I am gonna dog on is when it gets too extravagant, too much, and now it's like, it just feels very out of touch now, and I don't think it's doing what you think it's doing. You know what I mean?
And then even goes on to give her thoughts on what they should have done instead.
If they were going to do the Poppi vending machines, they should have announced that across maybe 5 to 10 different cities, they were going to drop Poppi vending machine. And I'm talking that these vending machines need to be maybe in like a college, maybe there needs to be one in like a library. Like, I don't know, just think of like locations to put that would be popular, that would get a lot of people wanting to go. But then you also have to create an additional incentive for people to go. Like, why should they go? Why should they post about it? Why should they even talk about it to begin with? That's when you do kind of like a Willy Wonka thing where you have something special attached where it's like dropping the newest flavor of Poppi. So for people who go to the vending machine, one lucky person might be able to be gifted a new flavor drop. Now, how I think this is going to perform better is if you have a bunch of people who are everyday individuals that are trying to hunt for the newest flavor, it's going to have 10 times more people posting about it, which is going to have more people try and go to the vending machines, and more people will be posting their experiences and their Poppi machine hauls to see if they got the special flavor.
Yeah, I mean, hearing that, it sounds like an idea that could definitely work. I can see people making videos about that and getting the millions of views still like they currently are. But what I would be interested to hear is how Poppi is actually taking all of this in right now, right? Because at the end of the day, they're getting quite a lot of backlash, right? We're seeing it in the comment sections, we're seeing it in the videos and whatnot. But then on top of that, the situation is now massive where people are getting millions of views talking about it. That video at the beginning where someone was just showing their vending machine had 15 million views. So do they just look at this as like, oh my God, it's went incredibly viral, this is good for us? Or do they look at the backlash and say this is went badly? I don't know. They haven't responded to anything from what I can tell, so I don't know what their reaction is. They've got an ad on the Super Bowl tonight as well, so I think that might overshadow everything, judging by how big I hear like people talking about the ads on the Super Bowl. So yeah, I don't know how it's gonna go. Maybe they'll never address it. Also, just for the record, Olipop, who we spoke about earlier, you know, like the competitor brand, also commented on this video right here. It's the top comment with 40,000 likes and says, also for the record, those machines cost 25k each, lol. Like, they are eating this up, aren't they? Now, as for the other comments on this video, it's kind of the same vibe we were talking about earlier, with the majority kind of being against Poppi, but then also like some comments that are the opposite. We've got comments like this one with 23,000 likes that says the vending machine is too much, send them to nurses and teachers lounges. On the flip side, again, there's people bringing up that it's a temporary thing, like this comment here saying it is a temporary collab. They're going to take it back. Essentially, it's a rental. So yeah, once these are given back, I can see Poppi maybe doing what a lot of people want them to do and send them to different places where people might actually need it. That might be the response to everything. I can definitely see that happening. Who knows? I can't see them just never using them again if they were $25,000 each, but what do I know? There's more comments like this one, 7,000 likes. It says it's very out of touch, excessive, and not sustainable at all. And then more comments saying stuff like, yes, because right now it feels like the consumer is being excluded. And then further comments comparing this to what Red Bull did, where it says, like, Red Bull goes to colleges to give out free drinks. Now, when we compare the comments that are currently happening on Poppi's own TikTok account and the comments on Olipop's page, they are very different, right? So if we start with Poppi, all the comments are saying stuff like out of touch, I wanted to like Poppi, but it just didn't work out, I'm an Olipop girl, and this is why Olipop is better, Olipop is way healthier, and Poppi tastes like sick. But then over on the Olipop page, we got comments like this one saying, just took Poppi off my grocery list, I never tried Olipop, praying it's good. To which Olipop actually replied to this saying, may I recommend our root beer flavor? There's more comments saying Olipop's better than Poppi. Another comment here saying Olipop is better than Poppi, to which Olipop actually replied to again saying louder for those in the back. Like, they are loving this situation clearly. So yeah, very different reactions on the competitors' pages, right? And now it seems like it's actually shifting from people making comments talking like about the backlash against Poppi, and now talking about Olipop and how funny they find their comments and whatnot. And again, this has definitely helped them, right? There's this video here by a TikToker called Saron, I believe. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but she goes on to talk about Olipop.
So everybody's upset at Poppi right now for those vending machines. I get it, like overconsumption, no diversity, same old song and dance. What I want to talk about is Olipop. Olipop woke up today and said, this is our chance. This is our chance to talk some shit, and shit. They are talking, they are in everybody's comments. They're in every video. This one took me out. They did the math. They said 25,000 times what is what now? Their social team is hard at work making sure that the people know that they would never. Okay, but like real talk about those vending machines. They're not keeping them, right? Those are like for the game, right? Those vending machines have to go back. Who the fuck needs a vending machine dedicated to one brand of beverage in their home?
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good point, right? If someone came to my door with a massive vending machine, I'd be like, I have nowhere to put that. Not that I'd want it anyways, right? Because having a vending machine in your house It's not exactly ideal, is it? But also, like, where the fuck would you put it? Like, it would take up half the room. But yeah, as you can imagine from the theme of this video, Olipop also commented on this video saying, and I must stay commenting. So yeah, they're loving the situation. Poppi might also be loving the situation because it went so viral. Who knows what their reaction is to, like, the backlash and whatnot. But I would love to know your opinions in the comment section down below on everything that we spoke about in today's video. Do you agree with the videos that we watched today? Are you on the other side, like the other commenters we saw who thought people were overreacting? How do you think it's going to play out now? Do you think Poppi even going to respond to it? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I'm going to leave the video there. So if you did enjoy, please do leave a like down below, subscribe if you are new, and until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, goodbye.